All right, we're going to discuss how to use the MLS. This could literally be a 10-hour long video, and I would still probably leave out content and tools that you can use on here. There's aspects of the MLS that after a decade of doing this, I still am learning. So I'm going to try to hit some of the high points and hopefully give you an idea of some of the day-to-day routines and functions that I use personally as part of my real estate career. Hat.flex MLS is the login. Of course, we're also members of the Gulf Coast MLS and Laurel MLS, but this is the one I use every day, so this is the one you're going to learn about. When you log on, you have the default view, which is classic MLS. I don't personally use this when I have my own home screen set up. You can rearrange these little widgets. Pretty much the most important thing on here to me is the hot sheet. I personally use this every day without fail. Just make it part of your daily routine to come on here. It lists new listings, canceled, closed, expired, pending. Basically every change in the real estate market, you're able to go on here and have access to this information, which, if you check it every day, you will eventually learn. You'll know, or be at least be informed of every new listing that comes on the market. You'll be aware of every pending listing. You'll be aware of every sold listing. And just by doing that on a regular basis over a span of time, you will eventually just learn, everything about the market. You'll learn what's selling, how much things are selling for, what's not selling. You'll sometimes learning what doesn't work is just as helpful as learning what does work. You'll also be able to come on here and see expired listings. If you want to try to pursue listings, this is a good way to find, properties that have been listed previously that for whatever reason the agent wasn't able to sell it. So you might be able to go behind them and try to pick up a listing. Just when you do this, just make sure that it is indeed expired and that the agent isn't renewing their listing. It's just an easy question you can ask the seller. I'll have another tutorial on how to use True People Search, where you can take an address for a property and run it through this skip tracing program and be able to find their contact information, such as their phone number, email address, and just any other information that you may need to try to track somebody down and be able to hopefully snag a new listing. All right, but yeah, my big thing every day: new listing, closed listings, pending, back on market, price change. That's probably the four biggest ones that I check on a regular basis. Let's see. Next, we'll go into the quick search. For whatever reason, the MLS started using this new system referred to as quick search. Some people love it. I personally was used to the old one. I've been using it for close to a decade, and they went and pulled the old switcheroo on me, so I'm still learning this one myself. It's easy to use, but I'll just give you a quick rundown. So the default setting is typically residential. You can change the search template from residential to multifamily, land, commercial. Let's just use residential for now. It tells you the total amount of listings are at 420. That's everything currently active. The orange dots are pending. Green, of course, are available. So you can see it's a lot of pending, not a lot of available. It's crazy how low the inventory is. Right now we're at 420 listings on the entire MLS. Historically, I remember, typically it stayed around 1,000. So we're close to half of what, would be considered normal in years past. But that's the world we're living in, and you just gotta do the best with it. You can go in here and select, if you're looking for a 3-bedroom, 4-bath, and say you're looking for 2 to 3 bathrooms. Okay, say that you want a house that was built, after 2000. You're not looking for an older home. Okay, so that narrows it down further. And boy, that just cleared it out. So that now you've got a much more narrower range. All right. So you can go in here and click the individual listings. There's a new construction. So say you've got a client that's looking for, a new 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and they want something that's built after 2000. You can go through here and pick out different options for them. List price, probably the most important thing. Say they're looking for a minimum of 150 and a maximum of 300,000. That literally just zero out everything. 15030. So I'm missing a zero there. Yeah, I think I was. Okay, so anyhow, that narrows it down, so you can go through here and pick out different listings. For whatever reason, I've had this glitch in my system ever since they switched over to quick search. You should be able to click select, and when you do that, it'll come up to a selected list. It should show right here, and then you can go through and select all your listings and pick out what you want to share with your client. But just for the purpose of the video, I'm going to click on a listing. That'll open up a new link so you can actually view the property. On the property page, you're going to be looking at the private side of the MLS. This is not, the public doesn't necessarily see all this information, especially the private remarks. But yeah, it's just got all your various information listed on here. Pretty much everything you need to know about the property. Something you may not be used to seeing down at the bottom, co-op broker. That's another piece of private information that isn't shared with the public. That lists your co-op commission percent. So on this particular property, there's a 2.5% co-op commission. You can click on history and view a history of the property. This property apparently has only been listed one time on the MLS. If it had been previously sold, you'd have old sales history on here. You can click on documents, find your plat map, is what they have uploaded here. So you can also find your PCDS, which is your property condition disclosure statement. It should be uploaded. Not everybody has it on their listings, but they should. So try to make that a practice whenever you're listing a property, because people hate tracking them down, and it's just one less thing people have to call and ask you for. So yeah, that's the quick search feature. Pretty self-explanatory. You can come over here and click on My Listings, which you can reorder this also however you want your tabs to display. You can remove different things if you don't use them often, like let's see, contact management. I never use that. I'm just going to go and remove that. Try to anyhow. Oh hell, it doesn't want to be removed, so we're just not going to worry with it. But yeah, so My Listings. You can go in here and view your personal listings and see what you have, active and pending. Scroll through and keep track on what all you've got going on. Let's see, the MLS intranet. This is something that a lot of people don't even know how to use, but it's like, say you're selling a property in Bent Creek and you're trying to find a copy of the covenants for the subdivision. You get people asking. Sometimes the agents don't have them. Yeah, there it is, Bent Creek West. And here's all your covenants. It's called the MLS Intranet. It's members only. Only the MLS members have access to this information. But that can save you some legwork. It's on here for most developments. Some of them are not, but some of the newer ones that haven't been uploaded. But yeah, great tool. Let's see. I guess we'll go ahead and create another video specifically for adding a listing. It's going to be kind of a lengthier video. This is just kind of a basic intro to the MLS. A couple more things that you may use on a regular basis. MLS email. So you can send out mass emails to everyone in the MLS. So once you sign up with HAR, I would use a new email address for your real estate career to keep your personal separate, because you will be inundated with emails from other realtors. And by signing up with that email address, that will be the default email that you receive all your HAR MLS emails. But you can go in here, select add everyone in the Hattiesburg Association of Realtors. You can say, this is just used for advertising properties or inquiring, like if you have a buyer that's looking for a specific property that you can't find anywhere, you can say, searching for a 3-2, something of that nature. Or if you're advertising or you're trying to share a new listing, you can say new listing, 3-2, whatever you want to put in here. And then you can put your body. And this basically will send an email to everyone in the entire Hattiesburg Association of Realtors. If you're sharing a new listing, be sure to include the listing link. I see it all the time where people will send out an MLS email, then forget the link, and then they have to send a follow-up email, and it just kind of silly looking. So be sure to include your MLS number, and it'll automatically create a link for your individual property. Which, of course, we're not going to do that tonight. So I'm going back to the home screen. You can save searches. So say you've got a client that's looking for a home from 150 to 200,000. You can go in here and save that search. And you can create a save name for it. You can assign it to a contact. You got all kinds of different things. You can set up a drip email campaign. I'll probably save that for another video. But that way you can send your client, every time something new pops up in there that beats their search criteria, it'll automatically send the information to them. So you're not having to go about, manually searching and resending every time you see something that pops up. It's pretty handy. Another tidbit, so like say you're going to a showing and you've got a client that's looking at a property here on Xavier Street. So you can, of course, print out the MLS sheet. It's pretty self-explanatory. Be sure that you print the public version to hand out to your clients. You're not supposed to give them the private version because it has, agent-only information on there. Let's see. Click print. So the default view is showing this little tiny snippet here. You don't want that. You want the view to be, let's see, residential is what it should be. I don't know why it doesn't default to that. No. I don't want the list. Oh, there we go. That's why mine was set to list. You don't want to print the list. You want to print the detailed view. There we go. Full report. There you go. Sorry about that. So yeah, that way you can print off the whole MLS sheet for your client. And for yourself, you can print off the private sheet. So make sure you have details selected. Otherwise, you're just going to get a tiny list with very minimal information on it. But so for yourself, private sheet. For the client, you of course give them a customer, the public version, and you hit print, and that should work. That'll do it. Let's see what else. I think that's about as in depth as we really need to go on the MLS. This is something that you're going to just have to spend some time just navigating around. I'm going to go do a separate video just for adding a listing, as there's multiple steps and multiple different programs and tools and web pages that we use to get information to add a listing. But I'll have that up here in a second in a separate video. And yeah, welcome to the MLS. It's a great tool. It can be kind of a headache at times, but it's definitely a great resource as an agent.